Palworld 1.0. Top 10 mounts you should actually use. In Palworld 1.0, the right mount changes the way the whole game feels. Seriously, it is not just about going a little faster. A good mount saves you time every few seconds. It helps you skip battering, cross water without getting annoying, reach resources faster, and in some boss fights, it can even keep you alive. So today, I'm going through 10 mounts I will actually use. Some are great early, some are there for mid-game, and a few are the kind of endgame mounts you start playing around. If you are starting a pale deck and wondering what to catch first, this should make the route a lot easier. Top 10. Nitewing. First up, Nitewing. Nitewing is not here because it is secretly broken later on. It is here because it gets you flying early, and early flight is a huge deal. Instead of unlock at technology level 15. For a lot of players, this is first flying mounts they are going to use. Now, the speed is not amazing. The stamina is not amazing either. But when you are still in the early game, that is fine. The moment you can fly over cliffs, river hills, and awkward terrain, the map instantly feels less annoying. This is mounts you see to scout new areas, unlock a fast travel point, and reach places that would take way too long on foot. You will replace it later, no question, but for that first flying mount slot, Nitewing does the job. Top 9. Surfent. Next, let's talk about Surfent. Water travel matters a lot more in Palworld 1.0, especially with small islands around the map. And if you are still swimming everywhere early on, you already know how slow that feels. Surfent fixed that pretty quickly. Its saddle unlocks at technology level 16, so you can use it early. The value is simple. It makes cross water easy. You see a chest, a resource board, or a fast travel point across the water, and instead of slowly swimming over there while watching your stamina, you just ride across. That is why Surfent feels so good early. It is not the fattest water mount, and it does not need to be. It comes online early, and it is easy to use and easy to river, crossline, and small island trip ways less painful. So yeah, for early game water travel, Surfent just makes sense. Top 8. Eikthyrdeer. For your first land mount, Eikthyrdeer is still hard to argue with. Its saddle unlocks at technology level 13, and it is usually pretty easy to find near the starting areas. What makes Eikthyrdeer good is not just that you can ride it, it is the double jump and the dash. Early powered can feel clunky because the train is always getting in your way. Little rocks, small ledge, slopes, uneven ground, none of it is difficult, but all of it slows you down. Eikthyrdeer help with that. The double jumps let you hop over small obstacles, and the dash make normal travel feel much faster. Is it the best land mount in the game? No. But early on, reliable and easy isn't exactly what you want. Use it early, then move on to Fenglope once you are ready for a real upgrade. Top 7. Tarantriss. Now Tarantriss is where things get a little more fun. This is not a mount you pick for pure speed. You pick Tarantriss because it lets you move in a different way. Its saddle unlocks at technology level 20. Once you are riding it, you can double jump and shoot spider silk to pull yourself forward. Basically, it gives you a grappling style movement tool, and that is really useful. Mountain areas, cliffs, broken paths, big height difference. This is where Tarantriss shines. A normal mount might have to go all the way round. Tarantriss can just pull forward and keep going. It does take a little time to get used to. The first few minutes can feel weird, but once the timing clicks, it becomes one of the more fun utility mounts in the game. If you like weird route, climbing around the map, or taking shortcuts through rough terrain, Tarantriss is a lot of fun to have. Top 6. Jormuntide. When you need a mid-game water upgrade, Jormuntide is where I would look. Surfent is great early, but once your map starts opening up, you are going to want something stronger. By the mid-game, you are not just moving around near your base anymore. You are crossing longer water routes, checking islands, farming resources, and pushing toward the edge of the map. That is when Jormuntide starts to feel much better. It gives you smoother water travel and feels a lot more comfortable on longer routes. You use it for sea travel, island exploration, and anytime you know you are going to spend a while around water. It is not the final water mount, but it is a clean upgrade from Surfent. You can worry about the true endgame water mount later. Until then, Jormuntide is more than enough. Top 5. Fenglope. Halfway through the list, let's go to Fenglope. This is one of those mounts where the upgrade is obvious as soon as you ride it. Once you reach technology level 26, moving from Eikthyrdeer to Fenglope feels way smoother. It is faster, it jumps better, and the handling is just cleaner. The big reason Fenglope feels so good is its partner skill. You get a forward dash, and that dash is perfect for map travel. Run, jump, dash, keep going, keep moving. It has a nice rhythm to it, and it makes regular exploration feels much less slow. Another thing I like about Fenglope is that it stays useful for a long time. This is not a pal you catch, ride for 10 minutes and forget about. If you are not rushing straight into endgame mount, Fenglope can be your mainland mount for a big part of your game. For mid-game exploration, this is one of those mounts I would grab almost every run. Top 4. Galeclaw. Now let's talk about Galeclaw because this one is different. Galeclaw is not a normal rideable pal, but if we are talking about movement, it deserves to be here. When Galeclaw is in your party, it upgrades your glider and lets you glide faster. But the real reason people use it is simple. You can use firearms while gliding. That changes both travel and combat. For travel, it gives you a fast movement option without relying on slow early flying routes. Jump from high ground, or pair it with Clochiro's jump movement, and you can cover a lot of distance very quickly. For boss fight, it is even better. You can dodge, reposition, and keep shooting at the same time. You are not running away from attack, and you are still doing damage while staying mobile. This is why Galeclaw is so hard to replace, even later. When you unlock other glider options, Galeclaw still feels great because it gives you so much value early. If you want the game to feel faster right away, Galeclaw is one of the first support pals I would go for. Top 3. Paladius. Now we are in the top 3, starting with Paladius. Paladius is the land mount you start looking at once you are deep into the endgame. It is fast, it feels strong, and the triple jump is the reason you care. And the triple jump is not just a cool bonus. It gives you way more control. When the terrain gets messy, rocks, cliffs, slopes, platforms, uneven ground, all of that becomes easier when you have an extra jump to work with. Compared to Fenglope, Paladius feels like the direct upgrade. Better speed, better mobility, and better endgame travel overall. Sure, you will still use flying mount a lot later on, but when you want a real endgame land mount, Paladius is exactly the kind of upgrade you want. Top 2. Neptilius. The runner-up is Neptilius. If you want an endgame water mount, this is the one people are going to notice. Neptilius is already fast on water, but the partner skill is what makes it stand out. While you are mounted over water, it can leap up and launch forward. And because the cooldown is very short, you can use it again and again. So, instead of just riding across the water, you can basically blasting across the ocean. It feels faster, you look better, and it saves a lot of time when you are exploring islands or running along the edge of the map. Neptilius also has that endgame mount feeling. It is huge, it looks powerful, and it has a lot of presence. And if you want a water mount that is practical and still looks awesome on screen, Neptilius is hard to beat. Top 1. Xenolord. The top 1 pick is Xenolord. For endgame flying mount, Xenolord is the one I would focus on. It has good speed, strong mobility, and the big one, you can use firearms while mounted. That matters more than people think. In the endgame, your mount is not just a travel tool. You also want it to work in real fight. Gun is extremely fast, but not being able to use weapon while riding can be a pain during combat. General feels more flexible. You can fly across the map, fight bosses, clear enemy, explore high-level areas, and keep your damage going the whole time. It does not feel locked to one job. It just works in a lot of situations. If I have to pick one flying mount to build around last game, Xenolord would be my first target. Summary. So here is how I would actually route it. Early on, grab the mount that's low problem right away. Eikthyrdeer for land, Surfent for water, Nitewing for your first fight, Tarantriss if the train is driving you crazy, and Galeclaw because fast gliding is just too useful to ignore. Once you hit the mid-game, swap into Fenglope and Jormuntide. Fenglope feels better on land, and Jormuntide makes longer water routes way less tedious. Later on, aim for Paladius. Neptilius, and Xenolord. That gives you a strong answer for land, water, and air without overthinking it. If you want the shortest route, start with Eikthyrdeer, Surfent, and Galeclaw. Then move into Fenglope and Jormuntide. After that, aim for Paladius, Neptilius, and Xenolord. With that setup, you will have a strong power for land, water, and air travel. This is top 10 mounts list for Palworld 1.0. If you have another favorite mount, drop it in the comments.